I don't like that you call yourself Null because you're not, okay? And we know who that cracker is, okay? So why don't you,
Yeah. No,
first
no,
of all,
yeah, no
okay, if you're gonna
disrespect to
emulate somebody, why do you emulate at least a decent fucking person and not like a piece of shit, you know?
This is the lamest person ever. The lamest troll cracker.
Yeah,
Which
I
one
don't.
of you is
What's your goal,
Dansburst?
your cracker? Okay, why are
You
you bigot?
can't even speak English, and I hate it.
Which one of you is Dansburst?
Yeah, Dansburst. Oh, which one of you Dansburst? No one hears Dansburst.
That's cracker, cracker. I am a cracker, and I like to do cracker things.
Are they German or fucking? Are they German or fucking French?
I don't know the difference. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I
Where the fuck is
that's
Dansburst?
cracker in
Yes.
cracker in cracker. So why do you have that profile picture and that username? Okay, why don't you make a first? Here, do you want to make a persona with me? I'll get paint open. I'll draw you a persona. Do you want a persona?
No, no, don't waste your persona on him.
No, I
Make a
want to make this
persona.
cracker a persona. You already.
No.
What?
Make a persona for Null as a peace offering.
I don't fucking care about Null, okay? He's a fucking cracker. This guy.
Disavow, 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 disavow. 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 Lord have mercy, disavow. I'll have to definitely fucking tag that. Oh, Lord of mercy. Lord have mercy, Christ have mercy, help me everybody now. Let homies begin to what they need inside the town. Shout a line and sit on the running and the running the bunny kind.
Okay, here's the thing about Null. I know Null's a cracker, but this guy, he might be a decent pony, okay? And I hate crackers, okay? But maybe this guy is having, some semblance of decency, okay? And maybe he's a good pony, okay? Right? German guy, okay? We're gonna give you a name, okay? So, what's your favorite letter of the alphabet? Hey, Peppermint, what's your favorite letter of the alphabet?
Hi,
Quote unquote,
Peppermint.
Null.
Hi, Peppermint. Hi, Peppermint. Peppermint, I love you. Can I see your E6?
Nah.
Can I see your E6? Why not?
I don't feel like
Why
it.
not?
I don't think
Why
that's a
not?
real null either. It's probably a
Yeah,
fake
obviously
It
it
is
isn't,
real,
okay?
yeah.
And that's a
Well,
good
we
thing
thought
because
it
this
was
guy
real,
might
but
be a
it's
little bit
fake.
cute. And okay, look, I believe
I mean, we all
that
know.
every
We
pony
all
has
know
a chance,
from.
except for some people, okay? But this guy, we
We
don't
all
know.
know that null voice is like a femboy. Like if he was anybody else, it'd be like a cute femboy, like from
Yeah,
his voice.
and Null is a
I don't think that you can really say that Joshua sounds like a femboy, but we all know what Josh sounds like. He's spoken multiple times. I'm not even sure necessarily where they go about this, and I don't know why you included this in the video, but okay. Alright. Okay. Right down.
little bit of a femboy, and
I think he's closeted.
cute.
You know.
He might be a little
All right. We're
closeted.
talking about some pony
And
that isn't
that's
even
cute.
here. Not even
That's
here,
cute.
okay? Let's
Look
talk
at
about.
him. He has.
Let's talk about fake
No,
null.
looks
Okay, I
like
want
a
to
little.
talk about fake null, not the fucking real cracker, like really dumb, really evil, and fucking transphobic piece of shit. Let's talk about the good one, okay? And maybe good one. I don't know. He might be a crack. He probably is a cracker. Okay, we're going into this. We know he's a little bit of a cracker because he joined here presumably from Cracker Farms. Okay, and now he's He's not even talking to us.
He's probably just recording it and is going to post it on Kiwi forums for some ass
I
pats.
don't know. I don't know if he's going to. I think that this guy might be a little bit of a lurker because, you know, Kiwi farms people, they're too scared to use Discord.
Oh, it's all ran by.
No, they're not scared to use Discord. They just use other tools because they're on the Fediverse. You know, it's really important that when you guys go out of your ways to say things about people and about how they think and how they feel and how they are and how they act, you kind of have to know what the fuck you're talking about and kind of know something of what the fuck you're talking about, because you just keep just brain dead. Just brain dead. Just brain dead. It's just brain dead. It's boring, it's brain dead, it's dumb, you don't know a single fucking thing you're talking about. You make everybody else look fucking bad when they have to demonstrate that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You just embarrass us all. Get some lurking. Get some lurk in your spirit. Get your lurk up. Get your lurk up. You can have the right.
By free groomers, and they're going to control the world.
They're going to control the fucking world. I only use Elon Musk fucking act. Yeah, that's what they're like. So no, we want to make you a first. What do you think your name should be? Right now, I think that maybe your name can be Davey. Davey. This is your name, because we're not going to call you No, because you're not No, okay? Thank goodness. Thank atheist God, first of all. So you want a persona, right? What's your favorite call? Do you like being called Davey? We should... Are you here to debate Dansman or something?
You know, he's way more knowledgeable on a lot of topics than I am.
Oh,
So.
Yeah, Dansman's a really good debater. He did really good on Hunter Avalon and fucking Cracker Avalon.
How old are you?
23.
How are you 23 and have a Twitter account from 2011?
Have a what?
Twitter account from 2011.
Okay,
Oh,
okay.
well,
Are we
that's
talking
because
about
I've been on the
roleplay
internet
age or
since
real
it's-
age? Because 23,
Real age.
I mean,
I've been on the
23,
internet
that's
since
older
like
than you.
7.
Oh, and I think his 7-year-old memes are really good. These are really funny.
Dude, there's a certain charm to them, to be
Oh,
honest.
you're here for the debate. Okay, I saw it. Davey's here for the debate. Fucking Dansman isn't even on right now.
He's probably sleeping. I think he's literally sleeping.
But honestly, I was counting on No Pony showing up anyway. I was thinking,
I
because like
thought
we're
No
the
Pony
only
was
fucking
gonna
guy.
Yeah, unironically, you're saying No Pony aloud. Bowl's World's gonna take a second to load.
The only
Pony's
guy,
a boring
Davey,
cracker.
the only guy that shows up is this one fucking cracker.
And he
This
talks
one-
like
he talks like a look. He's talking about 8chan and stuff. Let's
Wander. 30 games over. Hey Timmy, still looking for debate partners. I could join up with you. I know you can't contact me here, but you can contact me on Twitter, MarkMan447. I don't know how this Discord shit works, so unless you want to use 8chan as debate grounds, you have to run me through this. I get a lot, and I mean a lot of spam DMs and death threats from stock puppet accounts, so you need to reply to me with a particular obscure phrase. Let me know it's really you and you're serious. Send a DM that starts with, "Hey, Juicy." And then the rest of your message. They'll be likely to send me via troll, so I'll know that it's the real Timmy. Keep in mind that my boys will be looking there at the debate. They can get kind of rowdy. I hope you're okay with that.
Let's go on 8. Oh, let's go on 8. I don't want to go on 8chan.
Dude,
It's a
8chan
bit on
hasn't been a
8chan.
thing since like 2018.
Well, I didn't know
I'm
they
pretty
had
sure it's called
voice chats
8kun
on-
now.
I didn't know they had voice chats
Yeah.
on 8chan.
I don't even think they do. It's just like a fucking
So what
forums
was the
website.
idea?
That's all it is.
Anything
Who
from
knows?
Discord. Let's
Like-
debate on 8chan.
Why can't they just say like debate on Element or Matrix?
Dude, you just go straight live again? I waited an appropriate amount of time. I have to physically set up the X side. I have to go in and set it up inside the broadcaster in order to go back live again. So the time that it took me to write that, do that, and then root the tweet, and then begin re-downloading Pal World so I can play it on the side, that is how long it took me to do that, which was approximately 5 minutes and 10 seconds.
Tricks or whatever the hell they call it. Like,
Element.
at least
What's
that would be
Element?
understandable.
Wait, no,
Will
I
you
think
be
I've
my
heard of Element.
Valentine?
It's like a never mind. It's like a Discord.
Yeah.
Will you be my Valentine?
I think he's talking to you, Davey. You want to be
Will
Eggy's
you be my
Valentine?
Valentine?
I don't fucking know.
I told you.
Well, I don't fucking know.
I cannot speak without milk and swallow my mouth.
I think you have a more. I think you might be more German than him, Egg Crust. You know, I really like your accent.
Wagen, Volkswagen.
By choosing to download fucking Pal World on the back end, I am shitting up my own connection. Bear with me.
Okay, that's not how they actually talk, though. That's just how Hitler talks.
Yeah, but that is how they talk. I've watched a lot of Nazi stuff. I was not watching it because I liked it. I was watching
You
it
like
to.
fucking Nazi stuff, you piece of shit? I thought you were Antifa. Okay, I knew it. You're John.
Oh.
Are we talking to John or Michael right now?
No, you're
Fuck
not
you,
talking to John or
I
Michael.
feel like we're
No,
talking to John.
Michael doesn't exist. It's Michelle.
Oh, fuck off. Since when did you go by Michelle?
I fucking
Look, I
had
know
the
you're a
Michelle
girl. Yeah, you were a
years.
girl. This is bullshit. Okay, you're making me. You make me feel like a
But
bad
teenager
friend if
was
I've been calling you
not
Michael this
all
whole fucking time.
Look what I said in general.
That's so fucking accurate. Anti-furs are fucking losers, not antifas, not anti-furs, but anti-furries. There's like all they want is hate in their fucking heart. What?
Antifas are fucking losers.
Wow, okay, you would think that because they beat you up in the street, okay?
Antifa versus Kiwi Farms debate. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. This is something that happened. Help me, baby. Start running, get you scalpy, baby. Start running, get you wealthy, baby.
So let me just go to my post and I'm gonna show you
He still doesn't know how to audio balance.
all the available
Why is he in a wheelchair?
topics and only topics. So
Well, if he comes up with
List
his
of
own
topics.
fucking topic, but I don't know if he's going to. Maybe it's fine if he
Look,
comes up with his own topic.
this is the topic.
Nobody knows how to conduct a fucking debate. Mutual third party. Extra grounds. Nobody has the ability to cut a microphone. Hotbox rules. This shit's not fucking hard, man. It's just not fucking hard. Now, of course, I'm somebody that comes from the area of true blood sports, so, it is what it is. It is what it is. Your connection to the site is shoddy for some reason? I don't fucking know. But it's not hard to get these things scheduled properly and right. It's really not.
List. Well, okay, if you want to add an additional topic, you're welcome to do so, but it has to be coherent. Okay, Plankin Island.
Coherent. From you. Really. Daniel, Danison, Dansburst, Timmy, look, Ting. No. You guys are the furthest thing from coherent.
On the morality of pedophilia in the nanny state. The morality of doxing and harassment orchestrated by the spoiled Kiwi
Oh, of course, these are your topics.
forms of neurodivergent people and the cowardice of my false bans for Dansburst and foster you not from Ponytown but from Kiwi Farms, which obviously I was referring to Kiwi Farms because I'm talking about Joshua Moon being the one behind it, and obviously Joshua
I can almost promise you, Josh is not directly behind your thread. You're a fucking idiot.
Moon is not an admin of Ponytown, so
Who's
Barry from Ponytown. He is the admin.
Who's Joshua Moon? Who's the man who's responsible for why I'm here and why I'm getting felted? Who is this person? Who is he? Who are they? Who are you? Who am I? Why did I turn into Kermit?
And I found this through my research that he is the head administrator of the Kiwi.
He is the owner. He is not a head administrator. The head admin would be people who are managing the site on his behalf. Please learn the fuck you're talking about.
Farm's website. That's the reason why I'm asking him to actually.
Why I'm asking him. I am demanding that the leader of a place that he can't even control, and even if he wanted to, the only reason he is able to have rules be changed is because he wants to be able to make money and profit from the site and run it and organize it for these reasons. I want him to specifically, wickedly, come to me and let me debate him. I need him to debate me. I need that. I need it to happen. Come on.
Represent his own site in the claims that he makes against me. Me, the so-called lolcow.
Well, I mean, I'm okay with going against.
So-called. So-called. You are not a so-called lolcow, sweetheart. Game's finally downloaded. My internet is no longer shitified by the download. So-called lolcow. So-called lolcow. No boy. Let's run. Wait a minute, Mr. Meek Man. Hey, wait a minute, Mr. Meek Man. Hey, man, looking at me. Hey, yo, Meek Man, why won't you see it? Just show it. I will show it. Show it. I don't even need to show the whole thing. I just need to show the wrap up. So, like, you say alleged.
In quotes. So.
Shut up, Pass Carl! You say alleged. My opening edit to the video says guaranteed, locked in, certified. Let's go ahead and get a full reel on that, shall we? Take it away, Jethro. I present to you the opening of Forbidden Clopping. A Dansburst felting. Enjoy. Why is it still lagging though? However, wait a second. It's bumping up and down like a pogo. That's weird. But anyways, as I was saying, you say alleged. I say hard lock confirmed. Because
a lot of anti-zoophiles think that raping an animal is morally wrong, and
52 seconds. It took 52 seconds. 52 seconds to figure out exactly why this person is being looked at by the internet. This is a new record.
You guys understand, right here. I'm being surrounded by two mares. I'm literally cuckolding Starlight. Even though she's my soulmate, I'm able to cuckold her a little, and she likes it. And she likes it because she knows that I'm her soulmate. She
Is this his waifu pillow? Is this his equivalent to a waifu pillow?
I shouldn't have closed Audacity.
Go back, I want to hear that again.
But there is no hardcore pornography.
What was that? There's no what in your server? You almost said it.
There is no hardcore pornography in my server.
No. But what did you say before? You almost said it. It starts with a P. It starts with a P. What did you say?
A lewd fictional.
No. You said a word with a P and an E. What did you say?
I said pedophilia, but
there you go. See, so then you recognize pedophilia is a real thing.
I'm recruiting these people.
You're recruiting people through your YouTube community.
Yes.
You're recruiting.
Yes.
So you're recruiting pedophiles to teach you about pedophiles.
No, I'm talking about people with formal training in psychology, which is a necessary complementary skill. And so I'm going to use my outreach, which I have so many fans, by the way.
You have so many fans.
I do, and I'm sure at least one of them would have the degrees or whatever to be able to like fact check everything, or like.
Before we even got to your Spurg breakout, which I don't think I need to play, because I'm sure I've gotten my point across at this point. You automatically thought that you had doctors and lawyers watching your content in your audience that would jump in and help you about how to research your clear kinks on the internet? Come on. Come on. Come on. There's no problem, Bolster. You are in a different time zone entirely. You don't have to feel that at all. Goodbye. POE2 posting about the racial undertones of Marvel's Cloak and Dagger. Again? This is like the 4th time he's done this! I don't care.
Get Davey.
Oh, okay, Davian, you could be a representative. You could be you're the supremum of the entire domain of the Kiwi Farms region.
Yeah, this
is the supremum right
they
here.
Had a meeting, and this is who they chose.
Okay, guys, who's our head Kiwi?
They don't even care about you guys. They just make fun of you on our thread, bro.
What, guys? Can I just take a pause here and just say just how pathetic this is? That okay, they were 17 pages on me. On
17 pages!
Me! And I'm coming to say just how pathetic this is. That okay, they were 17 pages on me.
17 pages! 17 pages. I've been writing about you. 17 pages. You've been losing your mind, fool. You've been mad on the internet line. 16 pages. 17 pages. 16 pages. Cope. You have nothing in your life for you to live for. You are annoying as hell, my God. You are embarrassing. Everybody who gotta listen to you mope. You are very sad inside.
On me! And I'm coming
on you.
They don't care about you, though, Dansburst. They don't care about you, but they wrote 70 fucking pages about you.
talk about this now. What do you think about that, Davey?
We want to make a guy that's
You're the one who's stupid because school was here anyway. No, he's like cool.
about you. They don't
You're the supremum of the entire domain. And I think you are stupid.
He said, look, Dave.
You're not the one who's cool as a cucumber. I found it.
Don't even care about you guys. We just make fun of you on our thread, bro.
What? Guys, can I just take a pause here and just say just how pathetic this is? That they were 17 pages on me. On me! And I'm coming before them right now.
They don't care about you, but they wrote 70 fucking pages about you. They wrote 70 pages and it's fucking
they're playing cool with my fucking my ex-girlfriend. He was like head over heels with me, and she doesn't even respond to my text. But that's go playing cool, huh? Well, that's go playing cool. Well, maybe you're not the one who's cool as a cucumber. You're the one who's
8 minutes and 20 seconds, and he's already screamed. He's already screamed. Truly, we're in for some conversive, decisive, wonderful conversations and topics. We're going to have a nice, clean debate. Squee! Squee! Squee!
The debate hasn't even started yet. It's already going to be worked up. And for what? And for
He's getting you worked up? He's getting you worked up? Wait a minute! Wait a minute! No, he's not! He's getting mad online!
What? I mean, it's not like you guys are going to be the logical ones here anyway. No. That's going to be me, and it's always been me, because...
Now, I'm literally more logical than all of you, because literally, you guys are just queens, and literally, you cannot tell me that I'm not the more rational person, because literally I am the better one. I am better. Literally. It's so fun to say wibbly. Stop it, Carl. You're bullying. Stop it, Carl. You're bullying. Stop it.
He said, look, Davey, I think you're wasting everybody's time, because your debate subject, it sounds like your debate subject is, we don't care about you. Okay, so what's the debate?
Like, you don't
care?
Yes, indeed, yes. Thank you, yes. Get on with it.
Are we supposed to debate with you on what your feelings are? Like, are you for real?
You just made YouTube videos and I don't care.
I got thousands of views and you don't care?
About the YouTube video, we just think it was fucking stupid, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just the truth.
Dude, I think you are a stupid guy.
Well, I think you are stupid because we are just laugh at you and we don't care about you even though we wrote an entire...
I care so little that I chose to set up a debate, even though I would get embarrassed on a later broadcast. I care so little that I'm showing how wittily upset I am by acting wittily upset.
Entire page on you and all your local friends. You are not of importance to us.
That's a really good impression.
No, it's not, because I wasn't retarded like them. Like, I actually spoke in complete sentences and said something understandable, which was completely unlike what anything they say, by the way.
You say, like, partial sentences. That's all you say, Cracker.
Partial, because
okay, and you say these racist things. You say these as a representative of Kiwi farms, you're representing fucking racism. Okay, and you're not very smart, so what's that say about your race, Cracker? Okay, first of all, but actually, race doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're right. So why do you care so much about this? Why do you keep calling me a cracker, bro?
Okay, so what are we gonna debate about?
He's banned on Kiwi farms.
Finally, something actually substantive. Why? Why is I banned on Kiwi farms? So...
Because you're probably a spurg. We can start there. That's the easiest answer. Because you're a spurg. You're a spurg. You're spurging. You spend more time being upset than you do concern yourself with anything else. You're just mad. super duper mad, incutably mad, no matter what. No matter what. You are just upset online. You are upset online and being mad for no reason other than because you want to be mad. It is gay. Stop being gay.
You know, coming from the Kiwi side, tell me why. Why do you think I should have been banned from Kiwi Farms? Why?
Your ban reason was very clear. You are a pedophile.
No.
And yes, you are. You make too many arguments for you to not be one. You clearly sympathize with them, and the embarrassment in your voice from the broadcast in which you got embarrassed on makes it clear that you sympathize with them on a level that does not compute to normal fucking people. Normal fucking people do not feel the need to try to cope and cape defense on something to which they should easily be able to own. They should not behave like how you do, and how you act, and how you are, but what you choose to be involved in. You are suspect, to say at best. It is not normal. It is not normal. It is not normal. At all.
No. Let me ask you something. Why am I a pedophile? Why?
You've been
Why?
banned
No,
because
Because you are sympathetic towards people who are desiring butt and coochie from people who are underage. You create an environment for them to be able to groom children, and then you defend them. To the detriment.
What's the proof? No, tell me what is the proof right now? Tell me what is the proof? What is your evidential reason?
there's a post on the forum that gives 5 points that points to the fact that you were into weird shit, bro.
Okay, post in the chat right now. What are the points and the so-called evidence that I'm a pedophile? The topic that I'm debating is the morality of pedophilia, but I'm not a pedophile myself. I don't know if you understand this, but you can support minority rights without being a minority yourself. Why do you think so many white people are part of Black Lives Matter, huh? Do you think that someone is black just because they support Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
No, well, that is a universal statement, and the way that you negate a universal statement is with an existential statement. And so all I need to do.
Blah 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 blah. This somehow undoes the fact that I want to diddle kids. Blah 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 blah.
Evidence for an existential statement that there exists at least one person who was not black, he was Black Lives Matter. And such a person would be, me! I'm not black and I'm Black Lives Matter, so...
Let's listen to that again. I clearly didn't hear that the right way around.
Or minority rights without being a minority yourself. Why do you think so many white people are part of Black Lives Matter, huh? Do you think that someone is black just because they support Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
No, well, that is a universal statement, and the way that you negate a universal statement is with an existential statement. And so all I need to do is to provide evidence for an existential statement that there exists at least one person who was not black, he was Black Lives Matter. And such a person would be, me! I'm not black and I'm Black Lives Matter, so...
Okay, so he said, I'm not black and I'm Black Lives Matter.
That it is wrong. That it is wrong. And I don't know what you're even gonna have to be able to say to that, because...
What the fuck is he supposed to say to that period? You're clearly just saying words, bro.
Debunked.
Okay, so far...
Debunked!
Debunked! Yeah, what are you gonna say about that?
Answer?
So you've been banned from Ponytown for speaking to minors. You've defended pedophiles in one of your videos and portrayed the evil pedophobes as Reddit Soyjak. Did it again on Twitter this time and used the far less common term MAP. Only nonces used that word unironically. Doxed a minor, dated FT80 and are still in contact with me.
Okay,
and
this is actually a lot of technology known as the shotgun argument, where you're saying way too many things.
Ah, he's galloping! Despite the fact these are things you've done. Oh!
Ah! I like that you know what I'm talking about. A fellow Eminem enjoyer. But more importantly,
I say you have committed a Gestalt. You committed a Gestalt by saying multiple words. You can't say multiple words. That is unacceptable. That is not allowed. Saying multiple words is a sin in our life. You can't do that. That's wrong. You can't say that. That's wrong. Stop that. Stop that immediately. Stop it. You're making us all look bad. You are literally making us all look bad. Blah 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 blah.
It's too fast. I can't process it all. So you can just go a little bit at a time.
Really pick one. Like, okay, I'm going to talk about one of these, and if you want to talk about a different one, then let's talk about a different one. So, first of all, you're saying that I'm a pedophile because I used the word math. Frankly,
yes. I mean, he can accuse you of whatever the fuck he wants. Whether or not it makes sense is immaterial. You should be debating this shit. You are not the person to be able to talk about these things. But if you are going to talk about shit, and you are going to get involved, and you are going to do what you're doing, at the very least, be prepared for what comes in doing it. As I bully this creature.
Yeah.
Yes, they're going to be allowed to do so. For reasons which you can be upset about, but you are definitely a Spurg, sir. You are definitely a Spurg.
I think that's just really silly. You're just using like a circumstantial evidence. Like that doesn't prove anything to be necessarily true about me. At most, you could make a probabilistic judgment off of that people who say math are more likely to be pedophiles. But I don't even believe that that's true. Because think about it like this: like someone who says the N-word is more likely to be racist, and
no, a person who's saying words are more than likely going to be saying words because that word describes exactly what that word needs to communicate. And in saying that word in the way in which they said that word, they have demonstrated the ability to recognize a simple concept and a simple problem that can be communicated, expressed, and shown through the words that they choose to use. And in using that word, all they have done is literally, I need you to understand how this works. Be upset about it, be mad about it, but do not cope and seethe about it. And then say, you understand problems, because you clearly don't. You clearly don't. Who knows if you care to know? That doesn't matter. What does matter is what you are willing to say and willing to do. And you are willing to say shit that you know is not accurate. You know that the shit that he just said is accurate and valid. But that is not enough for you. You don't care about that. You care about everything else you want to bitch and whine and moan about. And, in showing that you don't give a shit, why should anyone listen to you? To start. Step 1. Step 2. On top of not caring about what it is that you're saying and doing, why should they give you the ability to have the benefit of the doubt? So you say you're innocent, but I don't believe you. You don't seem innocent to me. You certainly ain't acting innocent either. I just find it to be amazing. Personally, I find it to be amazing. Bit weird. It's strange. Maligned. Don't you think? In my opinion. But hey, what do I know?
And that doesn't mean that they're 100% racist. Like, if someone is using a term that's against a group, they're more likely to be someone who is not in that group. But it's possible that black people can say the N-word, which is a word against that group, even though...
Being able to reclaim slurs for the purposes of using them against other people is probably the gayest and cringiest thing that has been allowed on the internet, only because those that do so are themselves cringy. It is lame, it is gay, it is dumb, it shouldn't be allowed. If you're going to say that something is bad, then you have to be willing to accept that it's all bad, because it's all good or is none of it's good. We ain't taking this no ipso facto bullshit. You either own it or you don't. If you can't own it, you shouldn't be saying it, you shouldn't be doing it. Simple. Simple, simple. You ain't gotta worry about saying things that you don't think and believe, as long as you are not trying to embarrass yourself on the level at which many of you do. But that's not the concern that you have in your heart. For whatever reason, you want to say that you have it. You embarrass yourselves and you embarrass others in the speed at which you go to try and demonstrate something that you can't truly communicate.
They're in that group themselves. And in the same way, except in kind of the opposite way, I can use a term that's in support of the group of pedophiles, which has been unfairly, I believe, represented by society. I can use a group that portrays them in a positive light without being necessarily a member of that group myself. So your evidence is insufficient to declare that I must necessarily be a pedophile.
It is only proving that you have very weird things to defend. Why do you defend pedophiles in your videos? Why do you defend
I defend them because I have a logical argument to defend them. So do you want to know my argument in support of pedophilia? Do you want to know my argument?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me tell you my argument.
I don't care about your argument. I have a question that will probably never get answered. Not IRL. Not by you. Why do you think it's a thing that you should do? Why do you think you need to defend pedophilia? Why do you think you need to be helping the absolute scum of society do these things that you want them to do? Why is that something that you want? When we start there, I want an answer. I expect that answer to be good, because anything even close to the cap and cope that we usually deal with is not good enough. Because I almost can promise you don't have an answer. Because if you have an answer, the answer's not good. Because you've already started off with, hey, I support pedophiles. So, if you're not a pedophile, why are you supporting pedophiles? Well, I just want to be able to make sure they can have rights. Okay, that's noble. You're allowing pedophiles to have a foothold in society. And they're going to use you as the easy stool pigeon to allow them access to the things that they want to get to. No, I'm not! But you are, though. It will happen. What's worse, it's already happened. Which is now why you've been reported to the police. Maybe, just maybe, let them, let them get embarrassed by themselves, alone. Maybe, just maybe, you know? It's entirely possible that you do it.
My argument is that a relationship between a minor and an adult is not 100% inherently going to be harmful. You may argue that...
Why does an adult want to talk to a child without telling the child that what they are? If you cannot answer this question, your cope doesn't matter. Shut up. There is never a time where you ever need to have access to children without revealing who you are. Adults on the internet shouldn't need to have contact with children that way whatsoever. If we have to deal with children because they're playing the video games that we play, we have a responsibility to ensure that we do not interact with them. More than likely, it's going to happen in some way or shape or form, especially if the minor is lying about their age to gain access to something they know that they've been removed from, should they have told the truth. But there is never a reason for why we will defend them in such a way. That, dear sir, is definitive cap. How you think that's normal is weird, but you know, there are many not normal things about you.
Due to the lower maturity of the brain, it's going to be more likely to be harmful in that someone may say that they, in that a minor may say, oh, I want to be in a relationship with an older person, and the older person says, I want to be in a relationship with a minor, but you may...
And then we send that person to the jail. And then the people in the jail make sure that they're under the jail. Because why the fuck do you want to be with a child? Why can't you get a person that's of your age? Why can't you find a woman? And why can't that woman find you? Why do you need to have access?
They say that the minor's decision is wrong because he is not mature enough to make the decision. However, I think that because people are individuals, there exists at least one minor who is mature enough to make that decision. And so when you implement a law that says all minors cannot date people over a certain age, you are favoring the 99% and excluding the 1% who is mature enough. And that is a decision that goes against the individual in favor of the average. It's implemented on everyone. And I disagree with that decision because I don't believe that the state should be making decisions preemptively in favor of the average at the detriment of the extremes.
What do you mean by that?
Do you have a specific clarifying question?
I mean, why do you say that the adults gonna fucking date minors?
What? Minors? Well, I don't even understand your question. I don't understand what you're asking. Can you say it again, or can you phrase it more precisely?
You're saying adults
You should not be the one telling somebody else to phrase something more precisely.
Okay, as a moderator, I would like to establish a rule for this debate. Real quick, we have to speak English and mostly use English words.
Fucking clowns. Absolute fucking clowns. Fucking clowns. Absolute clowns.
Okay, so everybody understands each other, okay?
Anyone ever heard of the Tower of Babel? That's what happens when we're not all speaking the same language.
That's a logical fallacy, bro.
Why? Why is it a fallacy? Why?
Ad hominem. Make fun of my accent instead of tackling the subject.
Okay, but you didn't even bring up the subject in the first place. And
Some motherfuckers is still spurging. Still spurging. Still spurging.
so we're trying to get you to speak in a way that allows you to enunciate a subject properly, but you're saying that we're focusing on the tone and voice instead of the substance, when there is no substance to be seen.
You are, though. You are indeed doing that. You're acting like Spurgs and abusing your ability to speak over him in a 2-on-1 setting. The moderator should not be trying to jump in and dogpile on him, but that is what you're doing. You're behaving the way that you said that a Kiwi farmer word. That's fucking embarrassing, dude. Oh, of course, this is the friend. Wow. Oh, boy! Isn't he a fucking treat? Yeah, the two of you are two Spurgs. You two of you are two Spurgs that deserve what happened to you. Because you put yourself in the line of fucking fire. You put yourself in the line of fire, and then have the audacity to say, I don't understand why they're attacking me.
Out of yet because of your tone of voice. And so it is actually directly related. So please can you fix the issue of your tone of voice, and then you can present your substantive argument, which we will respond to you. Thank you very much.
Concern yourself with the substantive argument of my fist.
Oh, the issue that I was getting at earlier is that it assumes that minors can date adults and adults can date minors.
Why can't they?
If they consent, but minors aren't smart.
Because minors can't consent to sexual activity and behaviors. Because minors are not capable of consenting to this kind of relationship. Because they don't have the ability to do so in any meaningful way. To give them the chance to know what it is that they're agreeing to. Because you're taking advantage of them and the lack of knowledge that they have about the things that they want to discuss and the things that they want to be involved in. Because if a child has no idea what they're agreeing to, you can have them sign away their rights. And then all of a sudden, what do you mean he can't be my sex slave? He signed on the dotted line. Where was his parent to consent? What do you mean consent? He's a willful adult. You know what you were doing, weren't you, little Tim Tim? Yeah, I want to ride his pogo stick. See, little Tim said I can have access to his booty hole. Why do you care what he does? He's an active, normal part of the society. We don't allow those things for that reason. I don't care what Lil Tim Tim says. I don't care how badly Lil Tim Tim wants to be an adult. Lil Tim Tim is not a fucking adult. So Lil Tim Tim is gonna stay in a child's place. And a child's place is nowhere in a room without an unsupervised adult that is related and or responsible to them as a responsible and accredited and vetted guardian. Because children are the future. We must teach them well. And one of the many things we have to teach them is stranger danger! So why, knowing these things to be true, which you don't know these things to be true, that's why you're being looked into, would you ever say the shit that you're saying?
Smart enough to understand the intricacies of sex.
What's so intricate about sex? We teach how sex.
The intricacies of sex can refer to multiple things. I believe what the Kiwi farmer is saying is the intricacies of sex relations and sexual dynamics. Namely, a person who is older knows more things than a person who is younger, who knows less things. Because the person who is older knows more things, they can take advantage of them in ways that they probably shouldn't be able to, should that person have been informed about the kind of things that they would probably have in their heart of hearts. Assuming that that be the case, it only stands to reason, and follows suit with logic, that if that is the case, we do not allow such things to happen to them in this way and fashion, because we will not allow them to be abused in this way and fashion. And we will be able to protect them from such things maliciously happening to them, because we will not let them get diddled. But apparently everybody's invited to the Diddy party, because the Diddy party don't stop. Get it in his butt. Get it in his butt.
In how cross and watered down public schools. Sex is so simple to understand that even black people can do it in.
Excuse me? Huh? I beg thy pardon?
You could present your substantive argument, which we will respond to. Thank you very much.
Bro, the issue that I was getting at earlier is that it assumes that minors can date adults and adults can date minors.
Why can't they?
If they consent, but minors aren't smart enough to understand the intricacies of sex.
What's so intricate about sex? We teach sex in how cross and watered down public schools. Sex is so simple to understand that even black people can do it in an inner city. And you're saying that black adults are
okay, what
more
the fuck
mature
did
than.
you just say, you piece of shit?
No. Well, I'm saying the truth. I'm saying.
He's saying the truth, chat. That means it's acceptable and allowed. One more time for posterity, please! We're going to the big screen. Okay, so we're going to play this one more time. And I'm going to ask you, Internet, who do you think is the stupid person here? The Kiwi farmer on the right, who sounds a little bit German, or Dansburst Studios, a man who's known for allowing pedophiles to hunt in his pedo ground server, studying them like he's trying to understand why they have the psyche to try to get into little Jimmy's pots. Crikey.
Minors can date adults and
your sub and voice instead of the substance, when there is no substance to be seen as of yet because of your tone of voice. And so it is actually directly related. So please, can you fix the issue of your tone of voice, and then you can present your substantive argument, which we will respond to you. Thank you very much.
Bro, the issue that I was getting at earlier is that it assumes that minors can date adults and adults can date minors.
Why can't they?
If they consent, but minors aren't smart enough to understand the intricacies of sex.
What's so intricate about sex? We teach sex in how cross and watered down public schools. Sex is so simple to understand that even black people can do it in an inner city. And you're saying that black adults are
okay, what
more
the fuck
mature
did
than.
you just say, you piece of shit?
No. Well, I'm saying the truth. I'm saying that even people who haven't had the education can understand what sex is, because it's literally the most natural part of being a human being, that you don't even have to go to college or even a high school to know what sex is. So how can you claim that it's so intricate and nuanced when you don't need to learn anything? Math is nuanced, philosophy is nuanced, computer science is nuanced, but you're telling me that sex is nuanced? What's this? What's the nuance of sex? You just go, I'm touching you, and you're telling me that.
I'm sexing you. Hey, yo, fellow blacks. we don't know nothing about that sex, huh? Just multiplying like cockroaches. We don't know shit. We don't know math. We don't know science. We don't know philosophy. We don't know earth sciences. We don't know the life sciences. Trigonometry is out of all reach. So yeah, let me tell me how you feel about that. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what you think about what I just played there. Okay, hit me back. Holla at it. Oh my god! Oh, lovely! I'm seeing him looking. I doubt he's gonna respond. But let me jump in this. Let me jump in this bit. Let me jump in this bit. Ah. Lord knows that this ain't finna get no reply, but it's finna be funny for me. Stream might lag for a bit though.
That's like a philosophical treatise? Are you being serious right now?
I don't disagree, but that's something you just understand as you grow up. 25 is when your brain stops growing up, so no, you understand sex perfectly, bro.
Are you telling me you need 100% of your brain power just to understand sex that easy?
Actually, let's wait for the video in the background to finish rendering. Because the lag of the stream is being crushed down really bad right now. 1 second. Ding, 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 ding. 46 fucking percent, dude. I wish it would go faster. I have to wait for my internet because my uploads and speed is shit. Alright, it's done posting. Let's continue.
I'm saying that even people who haven't had the education can understand what sex is because it's literally the most natural part of being a human being that you don't even have to go to college or even high school to know what sex is. So how can you claim that it's so intricate and nuanced when you don't need to learn anything? Math is nuanced, philosophy is nuanced, computer science is nuanced, but you're telling me that sex is nuanced? Well, what's the nuance of sex? You just go, I'm touching you, and you're telling me that's like a philosophical treatise? Are you being serious right now?
I don't disagree, but that's something you just understand as you grow up. 25 is when your brain stops growing up, so no, you understand sex perfectly, bro.
Are you telling me you need 100% of your brain power just to understand sex, the easiest thing that's so easy that even stupid people can do it? Why do you need 100% of your brain power to do sex? Why? Even animals can do sex. Are you telling me that animals have 100% brain power?
Wait until they are fucking adults to have sex.
But you're not explaining why! You're not explaining why you have to wait, but it's so stupidly easy that anyone could do it. Even retards could do it. Even retards who don't know how to do it.
Disavow, 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 disavow. So let's analyze that for a second, shall we? It's so easy, even expletive can do it. It's so easy, even expletives and expletives can do it. It's so easy, even expletives and expletives and expletives can do it. What I see happening here is an equivocation, which, of course, what else are we going to expect from this creature? But an equivocation is being had. I don't think he understands or cares to understand exactly why what he's saying is a heinous thing to say or repeat. I don't think he cares. And I do not think he cares because if he did, he would put in the focus to understand that what he's saying is extremely heinous. And as an extremely heinous thing to just say, do, express in the way in which he's chosen to express himself, he is clearly demonstrating the reason why it is necessary for grown, capable, of sound mind adults to be able to consent to sexual actions. Because just because something is capable of the action doesn't mean that they are cognizant. Obviously, if you are lame or slow or have learning disabilities that cripple your cognitive function, or you're put under the duress of any kind of drug that makes it so that you don't have the ability to properly consent to any of the things that a normal functional human being could be able to do with any kind of recognizable morals, boundaries, values, or societal norms, is easy to get and understand. There's not a single reason why somebody should be, could be, or would be behaving as he is. He's so confident in what he's saying, and yet it beggars belief, of course. It's not acceptable. The means in which it is said and done clearly demonstrates the inability to understand what the problem is, and makes it clear that no matter how many, what did he call them? Mares? Mares that Dan's supposedly topped? That, bro, you are a child. You are a mental child. And the ace of how you try to speak shows your childishness. being embarrassed is not even the beginning of the worst of your mistakes that you should be ashamed of. And it's going to take a lot of shame to put you in your place. Because you need to be put in your place. Because this is the level of intelligence of the person who's calling other people stupid. I don't know if he's saying it because he's saying, of course, we literally understand what sex is. Or he is weakly misunderstanding the question and the point. But, this is a person who believes that he's done the proper amount of research to interact with pedophiles. Just saying. Just saying. Kind of important. Just saying. Because you're racist, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're ableist, you're a pedophile, you're a zoophile, you are a horrible moralist, your worldviews and values would not allow you to function in proper society. Just fuck all the way up. Just fuck all the way up.
Anything, you can go,
Okay, point of privilege. Point of fucking privilege, Dansburst. Do not use that word in this debate.
Okay, well, fine. I'm not gonna use that word because I know it's not gonna do.
Even your debate, even your fucking moderators cringe, bro. But hey, your friend, who's apparently very aware of how you speak and behave on a regular basis. Wonder if that's a normal thing you should be allowed. Probably shouldn't. Probably should, definitely not. But, you know. We're just out here. We just out here, bro. We just out here. We are just out here in it. Mixing in it.
Use of the actual. I know that there are some people who have their own issues themselves, and I don't wish to castigate them. So I'm just gonna say people without formal education, or people without reasoning skills, or maybe ADHD people.
This just in: black people do not have formal educations and reasoning skills, even with the fucked up American standards of education. We are just stupid. I don't know none of that smart school education. I am a dumb black man. I don't know nothing about nothing. I just be nothing. Nah, I mean, I just be sticking it. I just be sticking it, ripping it and sticking it. I just know when I see big woman, I go unga bunga and all over myself. And when I see big white woman, I just go all over myself again twice. And 3 times if she touched me is on my no-no square. I don't understand nothing about my no-no square, but I know that what she does with her hand make me feel good. And I just...
But I'm not going to use that derogatory term. Does that clarify, Foster?
Yeah.
Davey, what is your response? Why do you think you need to be smart just to have sex? Why?
You don't need to be smart to have sex. You just need to understand what it is, what it feels like. And that's something that is developed in your brain as you grow up.
Why is it developed in the brain as you grow up? If you're telling them about knowing what it is, can't you just see it to know it? Like monkeys see, monkey do. Even monkeys can watch something and understand it. And when we have internet pornography, when people who are 12 years old can see porn on the internet every single day, you're telling me that they can't watch something and understand it by looking at it or by talking about it with other people online? Why? That's how you learn about anything. You watch it, you talk to other people about it, you look it up and ask questions about it. That's how you learn any subject in the world.
This is in, kids. Go up to a person who is very clearly several years your senior and just ask them questions about sexuality. No problem who they are. Don't care if your parents don't care if they're an absolute stranger. Just walk up to strangers and just start asking them questions about stuff. Hey, Mr. Man, can you teach me about sex? Well, sure I can, little Timmy. Zzz. Cannot be real. Cannot be real. Cannot be real. Who is this that is approaching me?
And you're telling me that with a time when we have more information than ever before in the history of humanity, that we can't do that same method and process applying to sex? Why? Why is it different just for this one only thing out of all the possible things it could be? Why?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand what you were saying.
Okay. Well, let me repeat myself. If there's something that you don't know, if you don't...
So, you try to tone police him, it's okay. You continue doing that spurg shit that you do, and he can't understand you because you're too busy spurging. in the way that only an Asian can speak, no problem. Yeah, that seems fair.
You don't know math. What do you do to learn math? You look it up, you watch videos of people doing it, you practice doing it by yourself, so for sex, that could be like masturbating or something, or...
Hey kids! Listen to this person on the internet and just play with it! Just play with it, kids! Just play with it! There's nothing wrong with this! There's nothing wrong with you giving that advice! No! This is completely normal. What do you mean, SinglePlayerCarl? Don't you think that this is something that children should know how to do? Do what the Asian said. Don't let them near your kids. Don't let them near your kids. Do not let them near your kids.
You go on, or do you ask other people about it? So that could be like going into like a fanboy server on Discord or something, just so that you can ask questions.
Go into a femboy server on Discord. Real shit. Real fucking shit, bro. Go into a Discord server. It's so hard. Bro, it's so hard. It's so hard.
Questions and find out what it is. And if you want to know about the consequences of it, you watch it, you ask people,
You also want to note that he tries to lean on statistics, but when he admits 99% of kids are not mature enough to have sex. True.
Talk to people, you practice with yourself. And it's the same way as learning math or philosophy. And
Timmy, how did you get so good at trigonometry? Well, one night, I was having trouble figuring out how to do my homework, so then I just thought about Mrs. Robinson in a miniskirt. And then I finally understood. Jokes. Never-ending jokes. These are absolutely ridiculous people that deserve to be made fun of for the things that they say and do. They are embarrassing. Embarrassing. Embarrassing.
if that works for every scale in the whole wide world, even children can learn complex math or philosophy. Again, depending on the individual, they will be able to do this to different degrees of effectiveness. But if this works for any skill, even very technically complex skills that require lots of intellectual maturity, why? Why can't someone just do the same process to learn about what is sex? Even a child, even a minor, who can say, oh, I'm going to look at videos of people having sex. I'm going to ask questions to other people who had sex before about what sex is like. I'm going to look on the internet about what sex is like. And this is even more easy to do because we live in the time of history where there's the most information on the internet than ever about.
That's true. So you should have been able to come across information on the internet that says why we should not let children interact with grown adults like this. And then you should have had somebody who was willing to tell you, as a friend, like the friend of yours that got you both involved in all this bullshit to begin with, that the shit that you're doing is not acceptable, is weird, and that you should be ashamed of the fact that these words left your lips. But you are not. This is not something that you're ashamed about. You are still saying it with confidence. Meaning you have not been bullied hard enough. Not nearly hard enough. I guess they closed this in now. Embarrassment. There's not enough of it.
About sex that's freely available to anyone who knows how to type a word in a search engine. in a Google search engine, and you're telling me that typing a word into a search engine, that asking your friends, hey, what is sex like? You're telling me that that's too complex of a process for a child to undergo when we put them through 8 years of elementary and middle school? Are you telling me that they learned absolutely zero in those 8 years of how to do basic research and how to talk to people about things, which is not even academic anymore? That's just a human, basic, and natural skill of how do you talk to people to learn about something. What's your response to that?
I already told you it's because sex is something that develops with your brain, while mathematics is not something that develops with your brain. That's something you have to learn.
Explain the meaning of the term deadlock, and why does it apply only to sex? Why? What is your evidence? So do both of those. First, explain the meaning, and then tell me why does that only apply to sex and not anything else?
Because that's just how life works, bro. We grow up and then we find a mate, and then that continues the life forward.
Well, define deadlocked.
This is actually
You said sex is deadlocked in the brain. Yes, naturalistic knowledge. First, define the term. What does it mean for something to be...
Another person entered into the server, and they're just there in the background, I guess. But Jesus Christ, all of the embarrassments here.
Deadlocked in the brain. What is the definition of that? And how do you empirically verify whether something is deadlocked in the brain or not? Is sex the only thing that is deadlocked in the brain?
I'm pretty sure that yes.
Why? Just because your feelings are telling you this? Or do you have any evidence?
What about murder? Doesn't that deadlock the brain?
Testosterone, bro. You haven't heard of that at school? Testosterone, bro. We develop more of it as we grow up, bro. I don't know how to tell you this, but it's simple logic. It's simple biology.
You're saying that this biology is so simple. Well, let me give you a counterpoint. In the Middle Ages and all throughout history, people would be having kids.
We are not living in the Middle Ages. We are living in modern society. And to the mindset of modern society, we do not allow children to get diddled by adults in modern society. Because we understand that this kind of thing damages the fragile psyche of the child mind and can set them on a lifetime of pain. It is bad.
Females will be having kids as soon as 14 or 15 years old, and if they and you're saying that that's the way that it's always been, that people always have to wait until 18 or even 25 years old. Which, do you know how ridiculous that is? How incredibly ridiculous that is for a caveman society with a life expectancy until the age of 35 or 40 to have their children wait. To have children until the age of 25 years old, and you're telling me that waiting until 18 or 25 was the natural way of doing it throughout all of history? Why? Why is it so natural if it's not true in actual history?
You realize that maps on pedophiles that want to have sex with children as young as 5, right?
So I believe it's severely and very improbable that a 5-year-old is going to give their free expression of indication of desire in regarding a sexual act.
But
I believe that it's very unlikely.
It's a non-zero chance, bro. It cannot, bro. That's the thing. They set those rules to protect children. You guys are grown as adults. You guys are grown as adults. If you go after a 15-year-old that doesn't even understand exactly all the intricacies of sex.
What's so intricate about sex? What?
I told you already, bro.
You never explained why sex was deadlocked in the brain. You said that sex was deadlocked in the brain because it was the natural way of doing things. And then I said that it was not the natural way of doing things because of the caveman and the Middle Ages. So you gave me a reason why sex was deadlocked in the brain.
In so facto, I said that it is not poggers. It is something that is not considered poggers, bro. I think what you said was cringe. So you have to explain to me how I have to understand your argument because your argument is wrong. I believe that you are wrong, and therefore you are bad, and you are dumb, and I think you are the big dumb dummy. Head scratch, head scratch, head scratch, head scratch.
Grown adults.
Grown adultsu.
Grown. Physical. Aged males.
brain, and then I debunked your reason, and now you're telling me all over again that sex is so intricate? Why? That doesn't make any sense at all!
Because you develop with time, bro.
Why? You never gave any evidence, and you evidence that you did give, I debunked.
You even admitted that children under the age of 12 cannot consent.
I never admitted that.
They don't
When did I say that?
developed brain, bro.
When did I say that children under the age of 12 can't consent? When? I believe that some children under the age of 12 can consent.
And that's why you're a pedophile. One more time?
When did I say that?
Developed brain, bro.
When did I say that children under the age of 12 can't consent? When? I believe that some children under the age of 12 can consent. I believe that they can. Which, what is the definition of consent? Are we talking about legal consent?
Children cannot legally or sexually consent because they have no concept of what that is. They shouldn't know what sex is because they should not be adultized at an age that young. In the Middle Ages, it was expected that children would be expected to know how to do certain things because people died as young as 30. 30 years old is not a very long time. So, at the point of primacy, which I'm using in this case to be the point of sexual maturity being expressed at the point of fertility being the earliest that a boy could get a girl as young as him, equal in age, pregnant, would start sometimes near as 10 in certain societies. That doesn't mean it should be done. That doesn't mean it should be normalized. But it does mean that that's something that could happen. And being as it is a thing that could happen, does not mean it is a thing that needs to happen. Because if you start saying it needs to happen, I think we need to put people in prison. Because why would a person say that it needs to be a thing? Why would that be something they want to normalize? I think that is weird. Anybody should think that that is weird. For some reason, it is an argument that you want to make that you think it is an acceptable thing. That it is a normal thing. And I, for one, find that strange. Personally, me personally, I find that strange. Just saying. Just saying, bro. Just saying, bro. It's just my opinion, bro. But you know what? What do I know? What do I know? I'm just me, a black male. I don't know how to do things like sex. Too hard for my education.
Consent, which legal consent is...
Second. No. What should be said to this fucker is that lifespans were shorter. More children had to be born in order to carry the family's weight. They also didn't have the same level of medical care. Yes. Nobody has pushed this argument because I don't think he understands it. He wanted to go there and go back to the Dark Ages, but didn't explain the reason why it was necessary in the Dark Ages. So, back on the shit that I was saying. To the age of sexual primacy, if somebody as young as 10, or if you want to even be more lenient, because I'm just telling you the truth. If it gives you the squid kick, I'm sorry, but I'm telling you the truth. You really did fucking mind me saying. But, should a person want and think about and consider being some type of person that would encourage an action or an interaction of such type, for what purpose one would want or could have an individual having the opportunity to give birth as early as one could would be entirely based around that child and children like her or others or others needing to do anything about it as early as 13, 14. You'd probably argue that in some societies they could do it sooner and earlier. But as soon as that, they're expected to be able to not only upkeep a home, but also to be wise in the ways of women and men. The boys are taught, the girls are taught. It's normalized. It is how they pair bond. Does it mean that it's acceptable? Does that mean that it should be normalized? Well, it's not a debate about normalized. It's a debate about reality. And the reality was that they were dying. In rapid rates. Take your pick. Hordes. Raiders. Men and women coming to ravage the villages and their homes. Any of the things. All of the things. Everything that you could think that could go along with it and more was going to happen. Because that's just... that was life. Doesn't mean that it's okay. Doesn't mean that it should be normalized. But it does mean that that was normal. It was to be expected. And as things that were expected, it is what became the norm. And from that norm came the society from which we bred and built most of this world and life. Until the death rates stopped being so goddamn high and society changed as to alleviate this problem, it meant it was going to continue. Because of course it would. Have to live. Have to breathe. And so, gotta breed. Because if there's 6 kids in your family, your mama's gonna have to poop them out. For the good of the village. For the good of the tribe. For the good of the culture. That means you're gonna be expected to be able to provide. You're gonna be expected to be able to survive. Horrible world to have to live in. Truly something that we never thought we'd have to deal with before. Or deal with again. But we do. In various ways. So, it's sickening to hear someone so confident, so wrong in being confidently wrong, that he just doesn't get it. Willfully, or because he's wittily that dumb. I don't care which one it is. I don't. Don't need to, neither. But I don't care which one it is. You're not allowed to say these things and act this confidently while being that materially wrong. Shouldn't be legal.
It's just about the way that the laws are currently. But we're talking about what the law should be.
Children, bro. That's to protect children.
You're not responding to me. I'm saying, how are we defining consent?
Well, I think that every pony here can agree that currently the law typically is that, you know, pedosexuality isn't allowed. We can all agree on that. That's how it is right now.
Yes, and so by definition, obviously, legally, children below the age of 18 cannot, in the legal sense, consent to sex. How does that prove anything? Because I'm talking about consent as the free indication of desire to do something. As in...
You are dumb. You are dumb. Is all that really needs to be said there. You are dumb. For the reasons why you are dumb is easier to establish for the fact that you are dumb. And in being so dumb, you physically causes pain.
Then do you freely wish to do something? And can a minor below 12 years old even believe and say truly, I wish to do so and so, and have that be the truest representation of their uncoerced desire? Yes, obviously, because that's how they make decisions. They decide either they're forced to do something or they decide to do it themselves. Like, why do you think they choose to play video games? Because they say, I freely express to play this game instead of that game.
The difference is the children wanna just get a stupid entertainment with video games, while sex is not something they exactly understand understand until their brain is 25.
Look it up to understand it. Can't they look it up to understand it the same way they can look it up to understand how to play a complex video game like Fortnite or like Fortnite or different tactical style video games like Conquer, CS:GO?
That's not what I'm saying
Do you play
there.
any of those games, Dansburst? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm getting distracted. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Look, let's just let him speak, okay, Mr. Kiwi. So, what do you have to say about this?
Children cannot consent because there is a power dynamic. An adult understands sex and wants to abuse the children while the children doesn't understand
You're
exactly.
assuming that the adult wants to abuse the child. Why does the adult necessarily have to abuse the child?
Because the adult is taking advantage of them in a way that any other adult in a situation with cognitive brain function would be able to immediately recognize, because they would have the trained senses that came from the adults that taught them about the world, that these are the things that happen. So, going back to that argument that you tried to use, Neanderthals was the first one. Then you tried to use the Dark Ages. I'll use the time of the bubonic plague. Alongside needing to know how to touch a man, these girls and boys were trained in various other things, so they would be useful to people at places like court or Versailles. And in this, the sheer issue that came with the understanding and the culture and the breakdown and the blah 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 and the blah 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 and the blah 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 was that you had to do a lot of effort to understand something that could be a very simple I don't get it or I don't want to get it type of thing. The simplest being, oh, you don't understand the reason why a man would want to love a woman. Well, let me be the first to take your daughter. And oh, you don't want me to take your daughter? Why don't you want me to take your daughter? You said that your daughter can consent, right? So she should be all good. Ain't you ready to go? See, she cute? Yeah, I'm like. See, so cute says she ready. She said that she's ready. Hey, daddy, she said she's ready. She wants to get bread. Of course, satire, satire, satire. But this is what you're saying. This is the weight of the argument that you're making. You're telling me little Susie Q can consent. And I know for a fact that she can't. So, if Mr. Big Dick Pedophile, David John Peterson, comes around with his silver long johns, trying to stick at little Susie Q, I inherently need to defend little Susie Q. Because little Susie Q don't know what the fuck she's talking about. Because let's say, 2 examples. Let's take the first example that could ever exist. Let's take the Q's example. I need to pee. Fuck. Let's take the Susie example. We got little Susie, and we got little Amy. Little Amy believes that in a Muslim family household, that her father would not be beating her ass red, white, and blue for the freedoms that come with being the head of their household, who needs to make sure that this little girl is capable of keeping the standards that come with the religion of peace, the culture of peace, the family of peace. We don't know why my Muslim sounds ironically very Ugandan. But in the religion of peace, little Amy has no reason to be fucking around with grown-ups men, because she needs to stay in a child's place. Now, in the dark ages, in the infancy of humanity, when we all had to worry about the caves and the woolly mammoths and the jaguars and the saber-toothed tigers, yes? When we were hunting them across the plains, moving through, being able to fight and stalk and kill and hunt to survive, little Amy would not have been out in the fields. No, because she is a child who needs to learn how to weave clothing, how to pick berries, which berries and which growth and celery and mushrooms were to be foraged from the forest. Foraged from the forest. Be foraged from the forest. Which ones would make us sick, and which ones were delicious to eat. She would be taught this by the other women of the tribe, who would then take the catch that we caught in the fields, hunting the woolly north. They would then take the food, prepare the food, and then allow us to eat the food, so that we could get up and do it again. She would stay in that child's place until it was ready for her to take a husband. And even though we did not have a means of describing the pair bonding we were preparing them for, once another man
or another boy found her attractive and wished to become her mate and get his freak on, we would make sure that they were capable of surviving and contributing to the pack. And then, in society, when we went from being cave dwellers to being able to move across land masses as a mass, she would still have to be in a child's place, because little Ami, having to learn in the cultures of society, would have cultural reasons for her to not be touching other men, seeing other men, exposing herself to other men. She would in fact remain in that place under the protection of her parents, of her father, because that is the cultural standard inside of Muslim religions. Now here, in the United States of America, it still follows a form of a patriarchal standard, because it is the daddy who is responsible for the protection of the progeny, because he is big and strong, and he is capable of defending them, should he need to. And out there in the Britannian times of the Dark Ages, out there in England and France, when you had members of court responsible for just deciding they could just walk into your home and, oh, I believe that this is your bride's first night. Well, excuse me as I just take my king's right. Oh, and I do say, she seems to be quite ready for the dingus. They had to multiply quickly. And even then, under supervision of the parents, namely the father. That would be when they'd be given away in marriage. But guess what they had to give to get that? Dan, a dowry! You're taking a valuable property, my child, from me. Well, Carl, you're saying that they were property? Yes! Men were property! Women were property! Children were property! Sometimes 2 little kingdoms! Who would then come around like raving warlords, especially in Africa, and marry the beautiful, most delicious person, the most wonderful of the tribal chocolates. And they were brought to be wives or slaves, sometimes both. Every culture somewhere in society has done this. In no fucking uncertain terms, can I say unto you, chat, how ridiculously stupid it is to take a modern situation and to apply it to a olden year example. Need to pee now. Be right back. Rate my accents 1 out of 10. Fucking stupid people masquerading as intelligentsia will never not.
Good catch, Carl.
Be frustrating. Anyway, new headsets. It will never not be frustrating. So stupid. So dumb.
Why can't the adult love the child?
No, I don't understand.
No, why?
Man. We're not talking about like incest. Like, we're not talking about sex between a caregiver and the child. We're talking about sex between somebody else and the child. Let's not even.
Why
use
is there
the
a power
minor,
dynamic just because someone is older? Is there a power dynamic when an 18-year-old has sex with a 60-year-old who is not related via family? Why is that not a power dynamic? Why is it only 18 and 12 is a power dynamic?
Small. It is classroom age range. If you are 25 and your colleague is 24, that's perfectly fine because you are
I'm
both
saying
almost the
18
same
and
age.
60. 18 and 60. Why is 18 and 60
That's
not a
legal.
power dynamic?
It's legal in my country, bro. That's legal.
Is 18 and 60 a power dynamic?
There's a power dynamic between 80 and 16 because there are things that the 80-year-old will know and will do and exploit against them, should they want to, that the 16-year-old will not have an answer against. It is very, very difficult. It is very, very hard for you to seriously be saying this as though you don't get it. If you truly don't get it, do not ever say you know anything about anything ever again. Because you clearly fucking don't. But, if what we're going to do is cope, and just say that words don't make sense, please, please, pray tell. Explain to me how that makes fucking sense to you. And then, when you're done explaining how it makes sense to you, explain to me why you think that's a normal thing to do. And then, after you're done explaining why that's a normal thing to do, explain to me why that you think it's a normal thing for it to even be said aloud. As though, ridiculously, why would he ever consider something like that? And then, you will have our answer. And that is that you don't get shit. You understand nothing. Nothing. Understanding nothing of any consternation. Because, you see, you've got finances, you've got social standing, you've got generational wealth, profiteer margins that come from that generational wealth, favoritism that comes with potentially giving a person a leg up in life. Lots of stuff. Made possible or impossible by that age difference that you are choosing to just not understand.
Is there a power dynamic between 18 and 60? Yes or no?
Almost none. Almost none.
Why?
They are almost the same age, bro. They are
18
almost the
and
same
60! 6-0.
Oh.
6-0.
No, that's wrong.
That's you mispronouncing words, Dan. Even then, if you are claiming that there's somehow a difference and no difference, and you're not clearly seeing the difference of grown adult versus new age adult, still being facetious. But you'd never do that, would you, Dan? Certainly, Dan, you'd never do that. No, you're a good boy who knows everything.
Sorry.
Okay, so what is their logical opinion on 18 and 60? So-called logical.
A 60 years old could just has a developed enough brain and are intelligent enough to abuse a person who is just 18, who doesn't exactly understand the world, doesn't understand the things around them.
What is there not to understand? What is so complicated that they wouldn't be able to understand it? I don't see. It's not deadlocked in the brain?
Have you ever been 18 in your life? I didn't even understand how taxes work.
Taxes? Because you didn't look it up. But if you want to do an application under...
Just look up taxes, bro. Just look up taxes and then you look up sex ed, I guess. Like, bro, it was so hard to understand.
Own taxes, you're going to look it up before you engage in the activity yourself. You're going to do basic research to understand...
No, they literally won't. Because that's not how our society actually structures some of these things. They will not, and they probably wouldn't get a chance to look it up, bro, before they engage in society. They'll probably be adultized. You know, that word that I said multiple times. They'll be adultized. They will have an expectation that they'll want to need to know these things before they get involved with them. But they probably won't get that luxury. Because they might have to do something at a very early age. They might have to take care of another child at a young age. Like my oldest sister. Effectively having a thug bust out and Fiona Gallagher through helping both my brother and myself while dealing with the fallout of my mother's relationship with my father. They might have to deal with the consequences of what would normally happen as they deal with the expectation of how to cope with certain things in life. Like any person could expect. Lamball, you are in the fucking way. Move. They might have to become a latchkey. It's backwards. They might have to become a latchkey kid. They might have to become the kind of adult that had to learn at a very early age why certain things were acceptable and allowed versus not. There are lots and lots and lots of fucking reasons. Now this is much easier. They'd have to learn lots of fucking reasons and lots of things to ensure that they do or do not have issues with learning things in life. According to you, there'd never be such a concern. Why would they ever be worried about that? There's never such a concern for such things in this life. How do we know? Because you said so. You believe it to be true, therefore it is.
Which, it's not even hard. It's not even hard. People who are 40-year-olds have run businesses and have learned what taxes are for themselves. Someone getting basic research.
You think normal people would do research on this stuff, bro?
I'm saying that we shouldn't make the law based off of silly ADHD people who don't do research before what they're doing. We shouldn't make the law
Pseudo silly ADHD people who don't know what they're doing. Pseudo ADHD people who don't know what they're doing. Uh-huh. Jail. 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 Jail.
Just to safeguard ADHD people and keep everyone else held back and watered down just because some people are ADHD. Why are you making the law based off of ADHD people? Why?
It's to make the life better. I don't fucking care.
They're holding back all the competent people.
1%. You are a minority, bro. You are a minority.
So you want to make everything illegal because of the people who don't know how to do research?
No, he wants to protect people from people like you. He wants to protect people from people like you. Your inability to understand problems is an issue. And it needs to be understood. You are a danger to everyone else around you. Because you do not understand things. You actively believe that you know what you're talking about. You just yap. And you act as though what you're saying has any cogent sense to it whatsoever. And it does not. It is concerning how fucking inept you are. Yet you believe that you eat. You believe that not only do you eat, but you are saying cogent things that make perfect sense, and people are just making up the fact that you sound and act the way that you do. To say that it's preposterous does not even begin to approach the problem.
And you're holding back all the people who do know how to do research. That's called making a stagnating society who, if you make the laws based off of the low end of the average, you're only going to get people, you're preventing people from shooting up, from doing things ahead of the curve. And that's how you make lower test scores. I'm trying to make things better. Why do you want to make things worse and even more dumbed down and targeted to ADHD?
Well, because older people tend to be
What's a what?
Sorry, but it's hard right now.
Talk because they're pissing your pants and laughing all over yourself, which I know it's probably a nervous laugh based off of fear.
Well, you know all about that, huh, broski? No big feels today, huh? No big blowout? You finna pretend, huh? Okay. Alright, baby boy. You let us know that. You let us know how that worked out for you. Big feels. Big feels, big reels. Big seals, big reels, big feels. Truly. Heartfelt.
it's based off of because you have not made one single logical argument in your entire session, this debate, and now you're laughing out of a so-called.
On the fact that you're a pedophile and a zoophile, bro.
You're the one who's defending ADHD and trying to normalize ADHD in society based off of the laws. No wonder you can't read or formulate an actual argument. Why can't you formulate an argument? Why can't you formulate one? Why?
I formulated many.
And I debunked all of them.
The fact that it's fucking weird, bro.
Oh, that is weird? That's your argument. That is weird. Are you against gay people just because you think that's weird?
You say that you've made some homophobic remarks in the thread.
Well, I am not homophobic in policy. I think it's
homophobic in policy. What does that mean?
What do you think is weird?
Okay.
I don't think anything is weird. And people can do what they want, okay?
Sorry,
Look, I don't care. I don't care, Foster.
I wasn't
Having
paying
sex
attention.
with-
I didn't know what you guys said.
Maybe I said homosexuality is weird, but I'm not against
Great moderation, bro. Can't pay attention to shit happening in front of you.
it.
Okay, what's wrong with being a little weird?
What? I didn't think anything was wrong. I didn't think anything should be illegal about being weird. It should not be illegal. Why do you want to fight about me with this sponsor?
I actually think it should be illegal to be weird, to the degree in which you are. And of course, weird is a borrowed word for something else entirely. But let's break that down, shall we? In the course of this debate, so far, if you want to call this a debate, at 31-18 out of 42-07, you have argued for a homophobic, xenogenic society, where the function of society would exist as a lever where only those that have and those who have not would be able to prosper. Your society would become stagnant, break, die, and crumble, because you do not believe that in this society, individuals should be allowed the opportunity in which to advance. You, sir, do not love the poor. You hate the rich and those you consider to have and have not. In your desire to force these things to be likely impossible, you say you know what you're talking about. And I say, no, you fucking don't. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. And in knowing nothing, you make it everybody else's problem on how frequent you know nothing. The confidence at which you approach these things, believing that you know things, is concerning and painful for other people to witness. Because you'll keep saying these things are true when you can't prove them and can't defend yourself for them. And so, it is everyone's concern that whatever the fuck you're saying and doing hurts normal people's fucking head. Even without having to dig into the shit that is at the core of every problem with your worldview, you would argue, unironically, for a world that would make worse the lives of any person that you deem yourself working to support. You actively will get them hurt. You actively will get them killed. How you feel comfortable in knowing this is beyond me. Because, of course, not only should you be embarrassed by the fact that you're saying these things, you should be insulted by the fact that you're saying these things. And yet, the confidence once you say these things is probably the most concerning thing of all. Because I don't think you would hold this view to be concurrent. I think this take of yours, and everything you have to say about it, would be like everything else that you do. It'd be performative. Because you have no problem in being performative in a useless manner. You're willing to go above and beyond the pale. With no sin whatsoever for a single thing you believe. You think that it is normal. I think that it is abnormal and a sign that you should be put inside a facility. Now, whether or not there will be people who agree with me is completely, well, not Brett's theory. But you still should be buried under the jail. Let alone the fact that you know nothing of what you're talking about in the scientific sense. But even more so, that you are confident and happy in your inferiority. And your mental complex does not allow you to understand how at fault and at risk you put everyone that you say that you want to have centered in value for. You literally will cause nothing but detriments onto every single person that you think you want to benefit. And your hope in doing so is so that you can look good. Because we know for a fact you ain't good. It should be a sin. It should be considered more of a sin, excuse me. It should be considered more of a sin to behave this way and to speak this way about the things in which you do. And I find it amazing that the only reason that you haven't been taken to task for the shit that you say and you do is because not enough people have heard you do it. And not enough people have heard you say it. Because I think if more people did, you'd be very unhappy with how much attention you'd get. That's just neato. That's just neato. Because again, what do I know? I'm just some black guy.
Your loyalties to Antifa. I'm not. But I don't get gas, man.
I've been on this since day one, Buster. I've been helping you with your channel since day one, and now you turn against me in the middle of my Kiwi flips.
Wee! Louder, boy! Louder! I want to make sure they hear you in the fucking sweet cheeks! Wee, boss, wee!
No! You're the one attacking me and turning your back on me in the middle of my big moment. Let's go down about that.
No, I was just asking about.
What?
I was
What?
paying attention. I was
Okay, you weren't paying attention, boy, and now I told you.
I was reading the fucking God Delusion. I was trying to read the fucking God Delusion. I wasn't paying attention. I was just asking.
Spurging at your own friend, truly. That's what friends do. That's what Spurgs do. Yeah, that's what Spurgs do. That's what Spurgs do.
Fucking question.
I thought you were the best candidate because of the audition you passed, and you're telling me that I was for.
I was.
Go back to how he said that.
I was just asking about.
What?
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, you weren't paying attention, boy, and now I told you.
I was reading the fucking God Delusion. I was trying to read the fucking God Delusion. I wasn't paying attention. I was just asking a fucking question.
I thought.
One more time.
And now I told you.
I was reading the fucking God Delusion. I was trying to read the fucking God Delusion. I wasn't paying attention. I was just asking a fucking question.
Should I break down Audacity again? Wait a minute. Should I break out Audacity again? I feel like I should break out Audacity again. I am very lazy right now. I don't want to break out Audacity again. But I feel like I should break out Audacity. That is weird that the AI mod took out those chats. That's really weird. But I feel like maybe you should work on your tone of voice. Maybe, Dan. Maybe them. Maybe them. Maybe that's something you should work on. I don't know. Maybe don't sound so effeminate.
I thought you were the best candidate because of the audition you passed, and you're telling me that it was for what? For what? For nothing. For nothing, that's what.
Okay, well, let's just let this anger, kind of pass a little bit.
That ain't no regular anger, boy. That's a baby rage. He got that baby rage. He rage mad. He's super mad. Super mad. Super mad. He's super angry. He is really upset.
Why?
Every
do you
pony
need to
took
dumb
a
down
small
the
break.
laws? And when you dumb down the laws, like you dumb down the test, you make people, like the students, dumber. Why do you want to do that?
What are you talking about, guys?
So, when you say dumb down the laws and dumb down the tests, in what context do you mean dumb down the laws and dumb down the tests? Because the majority of society does not dumb down shit. Now, the American education system has done a lot of dumbing down of shit. But that is because the people who made said system had no intention on making sure that the standard was kept up. No Child Left Behind is a goddamn travesty and a failure on any and everything that has to be at the mercy of the Department of Education. Because you see, if no child can be left behind, then that means you have to keep passing them through. Because, hey, you're going to ruin their quality of life if you don't allow them to go to a new school or a new environment. Like, you gotta let them. You gotta let them do what these things are. You can't get away. It's a human right. They have a human right to be involved in things that they actually don't have a human right to. You take away their ability to go do things in life, they will die. And then what will happen next? What is gonna happen then? Who's gonna take care of them then when they can't be able to feed themselves because they failed at being prepared for the world? You gonna do it, Mr. Man? And this is where you start blase, blase, blase. I don't care about their right to live, I just care about their right to survive, and blase, 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 blase. And a bunch of other bullshit y'all motherfuckers say just as more cope. It does not help, and does not make sense, the rate at which you do these things. It would be better for everybody if you stop saying them when you know that you don't mean them. Or, worse, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. In my opinion. But of course, in my opinion, I'd be the most sane person here in the situation. Regardless, you can't tell me that it is better that people work towards a standard that then demonstrates they could never be able to survive in the normal world. You cannot convince me that it is a meaningful thing, a healthy thing, a fair thing, or a good thing that a person be reading 4 grades below the age standard. You cannot tell me that you do not feel that we have failed children that can't be able to parse basic logic and believe that the best thing that they can do with their lives is be content creators. Because they saw their favorite content creator be a content creator. And in being a content creator, that the only thing that they could do was be an entertainer. And that it was not possible for them to be anything else but. Because look, what do they have to look forward to in their lives? You cannot tell me that that is an actual thing that you believe. I know that you're better than that. I know that you're better than that. So quite frankly, I consider it offensive that you would believe such a thing, because I know that you don't believe it. Because if you believe that, and that's a consistent belief that you will hold, and yet you're not going to change just because you decided to, truthfully, that means you're probably more bigoted than the most evil Nazi you could come across. Because I can tell you something that bigots love, and that's to keep minorities down. And what you're arguing for will definitely keep minorities down. It'll keep them down. It'll keep them destitute. It'll keep them out of society. And what's the justification? Oh, you see, we tried to give them a chance to understand, but they couldn't get no education because they just too dumb. You know, all them slurs, they just too dumb to understand how to be able to survive in this world. Ain't got any good sense in their head. They just dumb. They just dumb as rocks, dumb as builds. I think that's wrong. Me, personally. Don't know about you, chat, but I think that's evil. Because I was, of course, raised to believe that that is not a thing that should happen, and that's not a thing that should be done, and that's not a thing that I should believe is normal for a person to do. But, you know, again, that's me being, you know, smart. That's me using my brain. Anyways.
Guys.
I said that even a child could do basic research about taxes to figure out taxes when they do their own taxes.
Why would a child be figuring out taxes to do their own taxes unless they've been adultized and emancipated at a young age? And why is a child emancipated at an age to the point where they have to be working a job, not only be a latchkey child, but have to fend for themselves in this world like that? It's a categorical failure of the home system. Yes? Categorical failure of the nuclear family? Why is that something that you think is normal? And, assuming that this is something you believe, that it's an art opinion that you hold, and not just you talking shit, why do you believe that that is acceptable? In what world would you ever accept that as a standard for human survival? Or society? Or philosophy? Certainly, you must be talking shit. I don't think you believe that. Because if that's what you believe society should be, you have an even worse outlook than even the worst Nazi. Because even the most racist individual in the world doesn't think like this. Might sound crazy, but even the biggest fucking evil, seditious kind of American does not think poorly about them like you do. They don't. I don't think it's possible for them to. Because that would, for one, require them to think even a little more about minorities that they don't already think about. Which, scary thought. But two, if that's what you believe, and if you think that's normal, I shudder to find out what you think is acceptable. Because I'm sure whatever that standard is not anything close to human. Again, cruel, sick.
Like, there are kids who have made their own businesses, and you're saying that the law should prevent kids from doing their own taxes because some kids don't do their own research. And what that does is it holds back the kids who do their own research, which is a completely doable thing for a child to do.
It is not normal for an average child to be able to run a business by themselves and on their own. And you know for a fact that those children aren't running that business by themselves. They are getting support and help from their family. Is any person that has a leg up in life has the advantage from people helping them. Can I get up on the rock face, please? Huh? They have benefit of having help from people in their lives. They're not doing it, quote, all on their own. Now, if you can find a legitimate example of a child literally doing it all on their own, starting with, how did you get emancipated? How did you find yourself in this situation? What caused you to have no parents? Every answer they give me is going to be an answer of, and that's why you need to be educated. Because imagine what would happen if they weren't an educated person. Because every example that you think you could use does not help you. It only increases the reason why people should be concerned and want to see a type of person come through in life. This didn't convince me or anyone else. The fact that you think that it should is concerning. And if we find that 1 in a million example of, look, we found one, a child that legitimately made a business by themselves, the brutality at which they'd have to develop in order to survive in the world demonstrates the exact reason and the exact logic as to why a child could not be able to consent to the actions of an adult approaching them the way that you claim adults should be allowed to do. But again, what do I know?
Especially with the modern internet. And so if you make it illegal for people to do that, then no one is going to want to do that. But if you make it legal for people to make their own choice, then they're going to be people who are inspired by that, who make better choices to learn more and to do more things. And so if you make the laws, if you raise the level of the laws, you raise the level of the people. If you dumb down the laws, you dumb down the people. So why do you want to dumb down the laws and dumb down the people about?
We have laws that are so sophisticated in the tax code that most people don't understand the kind of taxes that the rich actually have to pay. They just hear tax the rich and they say, I'm signed on. Yes, sir, I want to tax the rich.
About sex. Why do you want to keep them uninformed about sex just because that they're not allowed to do it?
That's a very good
I already
argument.
told you, it's a power dynamic, bro. It's
Power dynamic.
common sense, bro.
Well, let's talk about the power dynamic, because let's talk about the power dynamic first. Do you want sex between an 18-year-old and a 50-year-old to be legal or illegal?
Illegal.
Why? That's really radical, by the way. Why? Why should that be illegal?
Because the 50 years old could be grooming him, you know? Like,
Could be, but not necessarily.
younger people don't understand what they're getting into. We understand.
Do you believe that a child should be allowed? Do you believe that an 18-year-old should be allowed to make a business deal with a 50-year-old? Do you believe that it should be legal or illegal?
Illegal, because the child probably doesn't understand the terms and the conditions and probably has no idea what bylaws and legal phrases are, let alone fine print. Somebody agreeing to something that they have no idea what they're agreeing to. Take these NZXT debt trap scams being ran by the company, trying to sell people the idea that they can rent a PC, get lucky in a Fortnite tournament, and somehow be able to get enough money to buy another PC free and clear, and then being on the hook for payments that they didn't agree to because they didn't read the fucking clauses in the goddamn contract that they signed. These are concerns that should concern anybody, everybody. And you think that's not something for them to be concerned by. Are you sure about that? Are you really sure about that? Like, oh gosh, you better be. Otherwise, you're gonna go to jail.
That a novice 18-year-old should be legally allowed to make a business with a business deal with a 50-year-old. That be legal or illegal?
It's not gonna happen, but sure, it's not hurting anyone.
But according to your logic, what if the 50-year-old is manipulating or doing a Nigerian French email scam or doing like a scam at a house?
It's not gonna happen, bro. It's not gonna happen.
Because of the what? What we're making? You're saying that the law needs. It could easily happen. There are lots of deals between people who are of different ages, and it's not just business deals. It's all kinds of internet transactions. Like, do you believe that an 18-year-old should be allowed to buy something from a 50-year-old? Isn't there a power dynamic there? If an 18-year-old wants to buy a house from a 50-year-old, so the 50-year-old who is selling the house, he has a lot more experience. He knows how to make a bad house look good. But that does not mean that it should be illegal for a 50-year-old to sell a house to an 18-year-old. It should be illegal for a 50-year-old to commit fraud against an 18-year-old. And if fraud is happening, then I do not support that. It should be illegal for a 50-year-old to abuse an 18-year-old. And if abuse is happening, I do not condone that. But it should not be illegal for a 50-year-old just to potentially sell a house to an 18-year-old. Because that is not necessarily fraud. You're making an argument about risk of fraud, but the crime has not happened yet. You don't want to preempt.
Look, you can't preempt stopping somebody from being scammed. Listen, we have to wait for them to get scammed, then we'll help them. Not preventative measures? No! Cure-alls, bro! Cure-alls! Gotta make sure that it happens first, that way we know who to blame. Unless it's nobody, because, they're just the innocent Aladdin. He didn't know about market scams! You think little Habibi has market scams where he comes from? Come on! Real shit. Once again, real shit.
Preemptively make the law before the crime has happened, because that's called minority report. And so I don't want to make a minority report name state society. I want to make crimes illegal and make things that are not crimes in and of themselves legal. So it should be legal for the 50-year-old to do a business deal with an 18-year-old, and it should be legal for a 50-year-old to have a sexual encounter with an 18-year-old. What is your response?
The difference is that sex provides nothing and ours provide shelter. It provides shelter. So if it's not a scam...
Let's say instead. Well, it's not a scam, but you're saying that there's a risk of harm. And my analogy is that if someone is making a deal, there is a risk of harm involved in any deal or transaction via the risk of conning and fraud. So, for example, abuse in a relationship would be like conning or fraud in a business transaction. And you're saying that there's no value, but a business transaction is exchanging different forms of values. And a sexual encounter is nothing more than a mutually beneficial value transaction. Well, at least in the ideal case, mutually beneficial. I'm sorry, are you even understanding what I'm saying? Because I feel like I explained it very clearly.
Yes, I understand, but it doesn't make sense, bro.
Well, can you ask a clarifying question?
It's mutually beneficial, bro. He's saying this while in
yeah, okay, mutually beneficial. Like
a 5 years old, a 4 or 5 years old with a 70 years old.
Well, I'm saying 12 years old for now. But I'm saying that if both people enjoy it and the feeling from it, then and both come out of it having learned more and having felt good, then that's a positive. If they do everything safely, that's
you
positive.
do not know what will happen until it happens.
That is true. It is possible that someone could get the deal, that someone could start having sex, and then they would not like it, and then they would say, I don't want to have sex anymore. And so when they say that, that's called retracting consent. And according to the law, an 18-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 5-year-old, it doesn't matter. If someone starts feeling uncomfortable, they say, let's stop having sex. I don't want to have sex anymore.
Okay. And when this person says, no, it feels too good, and the danger music starts playing, what are you gonna do? What happens next, genius? I don't care if it's male, I don't care if it's female, I don't care if it's trans. They start getting icky vibes. They don't like the way that they're making sounds. They don't like the sounds of their own bodies making noise with somebody else's body. Hey, Anon, I don't think I want to do this anymore. Why? We've already started. Don't whip out on me now. Coercive language. Come on. It hasn't even started to feel good yet. Just let yourself go. Suggestive language. No. You've given it to me. You can't take what I belong. Possessive language. What happens next? What happens next? What happens next? Please! Someone! Anyone! What happens next? What happens next, Stan? What happens next, Timmy? Oh, I'm so sorry, Samantha. I'm sorry that your 50-year-old husband decided to marry you when you were 9. And I'm sorry that he decided to destroy your body. But it seems that because of his hardcore violations, you can no longer have children. Also, you have a congenital wart disease. It's going to be painful when you pee. Also, you're pregnant. And no, we cannot be able to terminate the pregnancy because it is going to complicate things with your body. And then you give birth to that child. Congratulations, you have allowed a child to be brought into this world because we could not be able to keep that person away from them. But listen, it's preventative. It's preventative. We had to wait for them to get diddled in order to be able to do something. But now that harm has been done, now we can do something to change it. Now we can help them. That's the world you want to live in. It's a retarded world. Very stupid. Very dumb. Very painful. But again, what do I know? I'm just a black guy.
and then the other person has to stop having sex with them. That's the way that consent works for any age, the retraction of consent. Why is it any different for minors? Why?
Because they are not the ones who choose. Again, the power dynamic. An adult must force them to do it against their will.
Force them? But what if the child says, hey, I want to have sex with you, can you please have sex with me? Because I know
then it is the job of that adult to definitely not have sex with them and say, excuse me, police, police, this child has been groomed by someone who has made it acceptable in their mind to believe that they should be interacting sexually with an adult. We need to work together to find this criminal and make sure that they see justice. And by justice, I mean this noose. Because why would a child have carnal knowledge of an adult? Why would a child have carnal knowledge of an adult? For what reason would they have carnal knowledge of an adult? Why would we think that's something they should know? Why do you think that's something they should know? I think they shouldn't know that. I think they shouldn't know those things. You think differently than I do. And that is the reason why I think that you're dumb. There are other reasons as well, but one of the many reasons why I think that you're dumb. Concerning
that there are kids who say things like that to adults, uncoerced. And this is true that there are children who proposition for sex. Have you ever watched Watamote? The anime, Watamote, where there's a girl who, her first year of high school, is the one who is propositioning male adults to have sex with her? And if you don't believe that could happen, just look at the slide. I'm giving you the evidence right here.
What's the anime called?
Watamote.
How do you spell that?
Like, no, it starts with a W, so W-A-T-A-M-O-T-E.
Wait, can you type it? Okay, thanks.
Yeah. So that's my evidence right there.
your evidence
Davey,
is a fucking anime.
Girl,
Your evidence is an anime. Your evidence to real life problems that require real life protection and solutions is, bro, I saw it in an anime. Bro, why are you being so stupid? I saw it in an anime. You can understand. This shows it is impressive that you can breathe. It is impressive that you can breathe. It is extremely impressive that you can breathe.
Under 18 years old, and she asks some pony who's older than her to have sex with her. So what do you think of that?
I say no to bestiality.
Oh, okay, so you've conceded this debate. This debate's over, okay? So Dansburst wins, okay? And now we're gonna talk about bestiality.
Can we talk about this now? What do you think about that, Davey?
Whatever.
Okay, so you concede, and I win this debate, but now let's go on to the next debate about why. Why should bestiality be illegal?
It's simple. Again, it has to do with consent, something you don't really understand.
Animals consent to sex with other animals all the time, and they do that through non-verbal communication like body language.
Between them.
Animals cannot consent to the violation of a human body. If you consider grooming, unironic grooming of an animal to be the same thing as consent, where they now have a physical Pavlovian response to your abuse of them, you have a problem. Doorbell.
Where are my shoes? Where are my shoes? Where are my shoes? It's cold outside. I'll be right back, chat. Where are my shoes? Where are my shoes?
I have just learned that a grown adult weeb plays Wuthering Waves, Genshin Impact, and Call of Duty Zombies. Okay, but you can wait. And Call of Duty Zombies with her son and husband. My character died? No, I teleported him. God damn, it's cold out there. I can't fucking think straight. Okay. Respin.
So that's my evidence right there.
Okay, so the first evidence for the reason they believe the things about legality and the law is an anime. The reason most people believe things is because of morality. Now, let's assume a person is capable of understanding morality. And they understand the reason why certain things are important. Why? What did somebody hear that? And they say, yes, you definitely know what's going on in your head. You understand everything there is to know about the world. Why would they ever allow you access to anything in this world? Why would they ever give you a position of power? Why would we ever go to you for understanding about details and knowledge? Why would we do it? You can't be trusted. You can't be trusted. Whatsoever, dude. In no way whatsoever can you be trusted.
Okay, so Davey, in the anime, the girl, she's under 18 years old, and she asks some pony who's older than her to have sex with her. So what do you think of that?
I say no to bestiality.
Oh, okay, so you conceded this debate. This debate's over, okay? So Dansburst wins, okay? And now we're going to talk about bestiality.
Accept this now. What do you think about that, Davey?
Whatever.
Okay, so you concede, and I win this debate, but now let's go on to the next debate about why. Why should bestiality be illegal?
It's simple.
Because, number one, bestiality implies that you think that there should be no sexual boundaries to things in life, let alone in society, and you want to do it for debaucherous reasons that extend to your cruelty and your propensity for cruelty to not only animals, but to humans. Because you're going to start on the animals, and you're going to transition to the people. The same language in which many zoo sadists speak about the attractiveness of a cute, defenseless animal that they choose to then abuse, speaks to the predation on the youths. They are a one-to-one comparison. Hashtag not a therapist, but in my course of line of work, when I was employed for the consolidated government, many signs of criminality was I educated and taught to spot the signs for. Not my job to psychoanalyze them, but if I hear certain words, certain phrases, certain conversation topics, and then in my notes, when I follow up with them, and I ask them to expound upon that, if they ever said anything to the fucking degree of what you have said, my direct next action was to immediately tell someone, make sure it's investigated, and remove that person from the job site. Including, when operating in the Sting, informing them of who it was, what I expect they've been doing, and for how long they've been doing it. Because there's never a normal reason for a person to want to do that. Want to do that, want to think that, want to say that. It's not normal. It should be seen as not normal. End of.
Again, it has to do with consent, something you don't really understand.
Animals consent to sex with other animals all the time, and they do that through non-verbal communication like body language.
Between themselves, that's whatever, but again there is the power dynamic with humans. And even some animals like to rape other animals that are different species.
Hold on, you're making an argument about a power dynamic, but I thought a power dynamic was one of the biggest appeals during sex. Women love power dynamics in sex.
I need to stuff my face before he continues saying what he's about to say. Excuse me. If my mouth is full, I can't make yelling noises. Okay.
Species.
You're making an argument about a power dynamic, but I thought a power dynamic was one of the biggest appeals during sex. Women love.
Actually, no. Let's go back even further. I want it recorded. Go.
Body language.
Between themselves, that's whatever, but again there is the power dynamic with humans. And even some animals like to rape other animals that are different species.
You're making an argument about a power dynamic, but I thought a power dynamic was one of the biggest appeals during sex. Women love power dynamics in sex. They fantasize about power dynamic. And you're telling me that if there's a power dynamic in a relationship, that it should be illegal? Why do you want to make women's fantasies illegal? Isn't that misogynistic of you? Why?
Unironically, a fucking debate brain reversal. Unironically, a debate brain reversal. Man alive. No. Women can explore kinks within things like power dynamics, or non-con, or other shit like this when they feel safe. The framework of human sexuality does not map onto animals. Because we have higher cognitive thought. And if she feels unsafe, she simply will not have sex with you. But again, Dan, I ask you, Why do you think that if a person thinks like this, that they would ever care about consent? If somebody were to act on your advice, you would get them assaulted. You would get them assaulted, and then you would sit there saying, well, you should have just said no. You should have just said no, and they would have stopped. Things need to happen to you. They're not happening fast enough. They need to happen faster.
Why are you being misogynistic?
You're fucking dense, bro.
Oh, well, can you explain why I'm dense?
Well,
Why?
you know...
Why should power dynamics be illegal? Why?
Power dynamics aren't to be illegal. They are to be safely monitored. If a grown woman wants to engage in a dominant, submissive power dynamic with a grown adult, I don't care. However, if you tell me that the power dynamic you want to encourage is the power dynamic that could exist between someone, let's take a relationship that people know is a bit out there. Aaron Taylor Johnson? "34 years old, 57 years old, grown adult, I don't care. She is 23 years old, his senior. He's legal. I don't care. However, if Aaron was 15 when he met her, as are many situations of Hollywood stories of relationships, if Aaron Taylor Johnson somehow met her when he was 15, and then she groomed him into being her partner, and she was even more years her senior, it would be bad, wrong, unacceptable, and should, by normal society, broken up. Now, he lives in Hollyweird. Even then, that is weird. Weird, but we have to accept that it can happen. Take a relationship like that. A 50-year-old, hag-maxed, getting breaded by a 13-year-old, substitute teacher, groomed him at a young age, meets him again later in life when he's legal, marries him, has his children. I don't care how mature that child is. That child was groomed. And those children are a product of a crime. I have it my way. They go to jail for every single year, plus a minimum of 9 months for the age of those children. Additively. 13-year-old gets assaulted by a teacher's aide, gets her pregnant multiple times, let alone once. The relationship is discovered. Automatic loss of teacher's license. Minimum 9 months in prison. Registry as a sex offender. Public tarring and feathering. And additional years for every single year in a secret child that they've had with someone that they have statutorily raped is to be discovered having lived. So, child gets assaulted by a teacher. Don't care if the male, don't care if the female. Somehow, the male child fathers a child, or the female child mothers a child. That person, 9 months jail, let's say it's discovered that the child that they're raising was born 5 years ago. 9 months, 5 years. Minimum sentencing. Along with everything else I just listed. That's how I think that should work. In what world would you ever try to equate the power dynamics of consenting adults to the power dynamic of a child who has no social power and no social agency without another adult to argue for them? We're not talking about emancipated children. We're not talking about people who had to step out of it or who were orphaned at young ages. We're talking about children who have parents whose job it is to protect them. How the fuck are you making these arguments? Fortunately, it's almost over.
Relationship. You're saying because there's a risk of harm.
The police, bro. Women could just go to the police, and generally, it's understood that women are smart enough, intelligent enough, capable of speech, unlike those animals that.
So are minors. Everything that you're saying applies to females who are minors. I hope.
Females that are minors. Can't say girls. Can't say children. Females. So you're saying the males can't consent? If we want to be debate-brained about it. Almost over.
Hope you realize that minors are capable enough to speak and to go to the police and to make reports on themselves, by themselves.
They don't necessarily know where to go, bro.
They could look it up, and they can look it up in the freaking internet. Like, they're gonna.
What if they can't? Then what, Super Senior Agent?
I'm like, who should I talk to if I've been harassed? Every high school and middle school in the United States is talking about this, and the public health classes.
What if they don't live in the United States?
The United States of Cracker does.
Yeah, even in the United States of America, so-called United, they talk about this in the health classes. And you're saying that a child wouldn't.
No. As of the of the 08 and 2012 school year, that was never taught in life sciences. I know, because I was front row in every single fucking class. Every single instructor knew my fucking name. You're also very aware that the only way that I would be able to respond when a terror beating the shit out of people trying to assault me was speaking to me in French. That's neither here nor there. They did not teach this. They didn't teach this to high school children. They certainly didn't teach this shit to middle school children. That is cope. And why should they? They should not need to teach that to children. Realistically, law-abiding citizens should hope to never have to deal with the police. Ever. Not even for something that inquires their own sense of mind. Because there's a lot of potential risk for things to happen, no matter what. But even then, they shouldn't have to worry about these things. Because, they should be capable of not getting into situations that cause that. But hey, One Tree Hill situations, am I right?
No, because they have like a mental block around this. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's so easy.
In power dynamics, there could also be the adult that prevents the child from accessing resources. Have you ever been in a cult or something?
Minors or animals? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about bestiality or pedophilia? Which one are you talking about?
Dansburst, we're talking about bestiality. You already conceded
Mom, why are you talking about it? Mom, why?
Bro,
Why are you
subject, bro. You went from bestiality to...
What? What do you want, Mom?
Bro.
Different philosophies.
And then your mother walks into the room to find out why you're squelching so fucking loud. Oh my god! Oh! Oh no! Fang, please! Control Jimmy!
thing.
Spiders or animals? Which one are we talking about? Are we talking about bestiality or pedophilia? Which one are we talking about?
Dansburst, we're talking about bestiality. You already conceded
Mom,
sexuality.
why are you talking about it? Mom, why?
Bro,
Why are
you
you Mom?
subject, bro. You went
Why?
from bestiality to
What? What do you want, Mom?
bro.
Do you have philosophy,
I don't
son?
care.
Hey, Mom, fine. What? Why? Fine.
Lunch.
Oh, okay, whatever you want, Mom.
She came in the room to tell you about doing your philosophy homework and eating some lunch, bro. And you're spurging because you want to seem like a tough guy on the internet. The reflection on my glasses is not showing my my emotions. I wonder why Kiwi Farms is digging into your ass. Pause. I wonder why. It's a fucking mystery. Fucking mystery, bro. I don't know. What do you think, chat? It's been a while since I've seen some shit like this. I'm gonna be dead ass. It's been a while. It's been a while. Again, you deserve everything that's happening to you. Under the jail. Under the jail. Under the jail. Is that the end? I think that's the end.
Goodbye, guys. Goodbye.
Wow, Dan's man's fucking mom, man. It always ruins everything.
His mom's always ruins everything. That face when your mother tells you to come eat dinner, so you have to stop spurring on the internet with internet strangers that you're trying to act like a tough guy to. Then you have to run to your mommy to win an internet debate because you're busy trying to research about how to get deeper and deeper into the kinks and fetishes that you're trying to research on the internet. It used to be hard to get content like this. It used to be hard, bro. But they just do it for free. They just do it for free. Poor little Tink Tink. I am disgusted. Beyond all belief. Fucking. Embarrassed for him. That's what I am. I'm embarrassed for him. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Anyways. As my character slowly starves to death. What? need a palate cleanser. Fuck me. I don't feel welcome. I feel molested and harmed. My brain has been insulted and assaulted. I have been made uncomfy. And for that, I suppose I'm welcome. Lord, please help me find something that can sanitize my fucking palate. What is this? This naked march proves feminism is a disgrace. Oh, pizza tower animation. Now I'm not so angry anymore. Faith in humanity restored. But for how long? Yeah, but I have better Mercante than Mercante. Yes. I was not going to spend all day with her. But I wanted to see how long it would take for me to have to filibuster over here. I think that was about 35 minutes. If I had started when I wanted to, it would have been at least an hour and a half. From the purest start of her fucking stream. But it is abjectly boring how it literally went to, yeah, the gamers think this, and now to mauled about him for 35 minutes straight. I'm gonna co-sign things from people in chat. Me, the journalism woman, who's supposed to understand gaming journalism. I know things that you don't, because I know the industry. But I can't communicate those things, and I'm not gonna prove it with data and research. The chuds, they don't understand these things. They attribute it to things like being woke. So what's the actual answer? Well, you see, they stretched themselves over COVID. Really? They stretched themselves over COVID? For 4 years? For 4 years, they stretched themselves over COVID. Pain. Pain. Spin. Spain. Spa. I wish I could go to a fucking spa. There's a Carl sentence. Guess his meaning. What possibly does Carl mean? In unrelated news, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield will not pay for the complete duration of an anesthesia for a patient's surgical procedures. Chicago. In an unprecedented move, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plans representing Connecticut, New York, and Missouri have unilaterally declared it will no longer pay for anesthesia care if the surgery or procedure goes beyond an arbitrary time limit. Coming from the American Society of Anesthesiologists. Ask the website Casper Portal. Please complete the Casper below in order to continue. Let's do some reading. Okay. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plans representing Connecticut. Okay, I'm reading this wrong. Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield plans. Healthcare plans that represent the plan for Connecticut, New York, and Missouri unilaterally declare it will no longer pay for anesthesia care if the surgery or procedure goes beyond an arbitrary time limit, regardless of how long the surgical procedure can take. With the ASA calling for an Anthem to reverse this proposal immediately. Anesthesiologists provide individualized care to every patient, carefully assessing their health prior to surgery, looking at existing diseases and medical conditions to determine the resources and medical expertise that will be needed, attending to the patient during the entire procedure, resolving unexpected complications that may arise or extend the duration of the surgery, and working to ensure that the patient is comfortable during recovery. Payment for anesthesia services is based on several factors, including the exact amount of time to deliver care preoperatively, during, and when transitioning the care to recovery unit afterwards. With this new policy, Anthem will arbitrarily predetermine the time allowed for anesthesia care during the surgery or procedure, and if they submit a bill where the actual time of care is longer than the Anthem limit, they will deny payment for the anesthesiologist's care. With this policy, Anthem will not pay anesthesiologists for delivering safe and effective anesthesia care to patients who may need extra attention because their surgery is too difficult, unusual, or because a complication arises. So fuck you because I ain't random luck. That is Hell World bullshit. That is Hell World styled bullshit. Does that extend to basic open heart, open chest, open back surgeries? Or does this extend to something as simple as the procedure, like a tooth pull. Certainly it must, considering the kind of health plans that should be covered under such a wide-reaching rule. This is just the latest in the long line. Show on my screen. This is just the latest in a long line of appalling behavior by commercial health insurers looking to drive the profits up at the expense of patients and physicians providing essential care, said Donald, that's a weird fucking name. Donald E. Arnold. Donald E. Arnold. What does the E stand for? Ernest? MD, FACHE, and FASA. Those are titles. I'm not familiar with what they mean. My mother's the doctor, not me. I'm just a child. It's a cynical money grab by Anthem, designed to take advantage of the commitment anesthesiologists make thousands of times each day to provide their patients with expert, complete, and safe anesthesia care. This egregious policy breaks the trust between Anthem and its policyholders, who expect their health insurer to pay physicians for the entirety of the care that they need. As they're urging people concerned with Anthem's proposal to contact their state insurance commissioner or their state legislature. In June 2024, Elevance, the corporate name of Anthem, is something I didn't know, reported a 24.12% increase in year-over-year income to $2.3 billion and a 24.29% increase in year-over-year net profit margins. I don't think you need all that money. I don't think you need all that money. That's bullshit. And why did you guys only grab a screen cap of the top fucking article? Why didn't you just straight up grab the entire screen cap of this presser? This entire presser is important. What the fuck? Well, that's a boy in a good mood. Fuck me! Anywho. There is a level of evil that is associated with a problem like this. It is pain. Something is stuck on my keyboard. Alright. I think we're going to go with all new sound effects. So I'm not going to reuse any. Well, that depends. I might. For a couple of them. Not all of them, but a couple of them. And there are some sound effects that I don't want to reuse. Just grazing like motherfuckers. But there is a certain level of evil associated with such an action. I'm not sure exactly how to manifest what that evil feels like and looks like, but it is definitely up there. That is definitely something I have not seen in a while. But who knows? Who truly knows? There are some things that I feel should be obvious to the regular person, and yet I feel that that is a step beyond the normal kind of evil. Oh no, I'm flabbergasted. I'm completely flabbergasted, to be serious. Mm-hmm. Fuck. Ouch, my back. Oh, fuck. I have so much tension in my body. Anyways. I think I want to chill for the rest of the evening, to be honest. So, I will probably see you guys midday tomorrow. Because I was informed when Mother got home just now that Mediacom is going to be coming by on Saturday to do an install. Because I'm guessing this is the plan that she's going to go with. Because we're going to switch internet providers. I'm being invaded. Easy, poggers. But they're going to be coming through for an install on Saturday. I want to wake up midday and really sit down, map out, plan out, and set the shit so that it's nice, good, clear, and ready to go for Friday through Sunday. At some point, I'm going to end up being forced to take a fucking break on Sunday. So I need to make sure that our plan for start is definitely ready to go and off the ground. But yeah, I think I'm going to just chill. So I'll see y'all tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Oh, I'm so blah. I'm so blah. I swear to God, it was the fucking Sean video.